Welcome back to our very special episode of DXB today as we gear up for the Holy Month right here in studio. Now, in fact, we are just about to find out how we can merge Ramadan, sports, and charity into a single initiative this coming month. Our next guest, Omar Hamid, the founder of AIS Athletics, is here to tell us all about the Support for Sport campaign and how we can get involved. Omar, I want to say that I like you, but I'm scared of what you're about to say because I'm terrible at keeping active during Ramadan.
It's not scary, don't worry, it's not scary. Well, I'll start by introducing the campaign.
Yes, please do. I was going to ask you that. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, the Sports for Sport campaign is an initiative launched by Dubai Police to basically encourage participation in sport during Ramadan, keep people fit, active, healthy, and there's an underlying message there as well that we want to raise as much money for charity as possible. And money which is going to be spent in the local community, helping people that are, maybe struggling during this time. But there's bigger initiatives as well that these funds are going to be spent at both here and in other countries as well.
I mean, Omar, it's an amazing initiative, and I want to know specifically your role within it and how you get involved.
Okay, so within this initiative, there are hundreds of things that the public will be able to do over the Ramadan period. Our kind of role in it at the moment is more track and field based, so we have loads of activations where the public can get involved, try events that maybe they haven't tried before. Again, the underlying message is we want to raise as much money for charity, but there's loads of people in the community that have, for example, never jumped over a hurdle, never thrown a javelin, never thrown a shot put, things that we will see this year on TV at the Olympics. And so it gives people a great opportunity to try different events. One of my absolute favourites is the NAS Sports Tournament. It happens every single year. I go every single year, and I love just going there, and there's thousands of people, loads of different activations, and it's great to see so many people trying different things, whether it's wheelchair basketball, whether it's paddle, which I know most people have played. I've never played paddle before, so to play paddle was an experience, let's just put it that way. And there's always athletics activations there as well, as you can probably tell.
Will these mostly be in the evening time?
They will, yes. Almost 99% of everything will be in the evening time. Yeah, it gives people an opportunity to obviously break the fast and eat a little food. Energy levels go up slightly, and then they can spend the evening participating in sport, burning calories rather than just eating.
So in Ramadan, Omar, does it really coincide fasting and doing sports? I mean, are they like the opposite of one another? You have to always be eating and full and have energy to do sports, right?
Yeah, they do work hand in hand, to be honest. One thing that I found, obviously competing at a professional level and trying to fast at the same time, is that nobody's saying it's easy, but the majority of people, sport is about having fun.
Right.
It's about enjoying yourself, and it's about remembering that over the Ramadan period, you actually consume just as much calories, if not more calories, than you normally would on a daily basis, because you're starving yourself essentially all day, and then once you've broken your fast, you have that desire to eat. And a lot of people, me included, sometimes go a little bit far in that process. So sport has to be part of the solution there to engage the mind as well as the body.
But that's why taking a nap afterwards is so good, guys.
Now, Omar, a quick one. First of all, I want to say I'm glad you mentioned they haven't tried paddle. I thought I was the only one.
Yeah.
It's good to know.
I'm really bad at it, so
he's done it now.
I've tried
Okay, so
it.
now
I've tried it. Yeah, only once, and I realised that it's not for me. Hand-eye coordination is just not there.
But since you're mentioning athletics, I know that's what this is really going on about, but there's also the charitable side of it. Now, how do you actually raise funds with Sports for Support campaign?
So it's just donations, to be honest. So there's loads of different activations that people can contribute towards, and there is no set figure or set number on that. It's just anybody can participate, anybody can donate, and it just depends on what you like and what you want to do and what you want to try. To be honest, I know that the ADNOC Pro League, they do loads of football activations. Football's obviously huge here, but the interesting thing is that sport is at the forefront of all of this. And I think Dubai as a whole invests quite a lot into sport, and I think it's a huge part of society and the local communities. So definitely it shouldn't be something which is lost during the Ramadan period. It's something that should also be celebrated.
So Omar, during fasting, a lot of people think it's detriment for your health to actually play sport and exert energy, while you actually are completely, what we call it, zero fasting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it true from a health point of view? Is it
again,
detriment?
there is an aspect to that which is true, but it depends on the individual and it depends on how far you go. Again, I give my athletes as an example at AIS, where we limit how much we actually do with them. So they are there to participate and have fun, but there will come a point where normally we might push them a little bit further. At this point during Ramadan, we won't push them, and they're there. And we do different activities. We concentrate a lot on like yoga, Pilates, which I'm sure you guys know is still very, very difficult. But it's not a 5-kilometer run or something of that nature, which is a lot more difficult.
It's become known also. I don't know if you hear nowadays where they say so and so a football player has fasted during the football game, or so and so has fasted during basketball game, and this is one of the things that a lot of people don't realize, that actually for those who've never tried it, it seems like, oh my God, it's so scary.
Yeah.
But for those who've tried it, it's actually uplifting. It's actually very cleansing. You feel like energy out of God knows where, but it feels good.
Yeah.
We actually, it's our best time to go hit the gym right before breaking the fast, and you're like starving then for sure, and then you hit
absolutely.
that.
I don't know the science behind it, but what you're saying is pretty much correct.
Well, Omar, thank you so much for giving us an outlet to get active during the Ramadan season, and thank you so much for being on DXB today. But for now, we all develop a bit of a sweet tooth during the month of Ramadan, and today's spotlight is on a homegrown dessert brand offering luxury gourmet cakes for individuals, corporations, and celebrations as well. This is Preet Vuzadev from Varak.
My name is Preet. The name of my business is Varak, the edible luxury, and we are into the business of luxury confectionery and desserts. So one of the things that we really see in the market is that everybody wants to buy a cake, but whenever they're buying a cake, they say, but who eats cake? It's become more of a symbol of cutting but not eating. We want to get back to the fact that we make fresh cakes and our cakes are lighter and not overwhelmingly sweet. So we're solving the gap of making cakes that are to eat. We started from home in 2020. We did it for 20 months from home. We opened our first store in 2021 November. After 2 years of opening that, we just raised funding this year. We've opened up a flagship store in Churchill. We've got a team of 21 people, 3 vans and drivers, and we've hit a revenue of $1 million in our second year of operations. So that's how it's done. In terms of challenges, I feel the challenges are, of course, a way of growth. In terms of key challenges, I think that the regulation is very fragmented when it comes to F&B. So in order for you to figure it out, in order for you to go live, so it took us 5 months to build the store from shell and core, and from DM approvals to firefighting and licenses. And so there's a little bit of gray on that side. But apart from that, I think everything has been pretty smooth. If you've got a good product, the challenges, everything else then becomes easier to solve. Well, if you have an entire day to recharge in Dubai, I would go to the park in the morning. I like Al Kharzan Park. There's a really cool restaurant there called Happy, or Barn Berlin, have a coffee there. Then you would proceed your day with going to Junction. It's a theater which has plays in Al Sarkal Avenue. We go spend some time there, look around for some art, spend some time with the missus, work out, end the day with some Netflix. I think that's pretty much it.
Well, we're definitely developing a bit of an appetite there for Ramadan. The sweets, iftars, we've been seeing a lot of food. I'm sure you're all getting hungry. Now it is time for the daily roundup. So Louis, over to you.
Ooh, yes, this is something you do not want to miss, the Ramadan Souk, organized by Dubai Municipality. It is running right now until the 9th of March, tomorrow. It's a famous and ancient tradition in Dubai. The Souk is currently on at the historic Old Municipality Street in Deira. The event includes a mini marketplace featuring a traditional market essential for Ramadan preparations, as well as various services. The entertainment shows and activities for the children, there's so much to enjoy for sure. Now, speaking of preparation for Ramadan, How are you guys preparing?
Can I give you some advice if you're going to go to the Ramadan souk, by the way, at Old Beladia Street?
Oh, you've been?
I have tried to go. Do not go to where the Google Maps tells you to go because it will take you to Dira and there is no parking, very narrow roads. What you want to do is park in the underground parking at El Sif and take the 2 dirham Abra across and you're going to be right there at Old Beladia Street.
Nice.
So save yourself the hassle.
Nice.
But it's really, really
idea.
nice.
That's a good tip.
So how are you preparing?
Yeah, I mean, for us, it's all about, what are we going to have this year? What are the meals? Anything exquisite? Anything special? We have a house that is desire, the food concept of different dessert every night, so therefore, we are like, oh, what haven't we had that we need to get this year? I have this inclination in the house to make it special every night, something different.
Who's having the first azima at their house? Is it going to be your house the
it's
first
gotta
night?
be me bringing, the kids, bringing the family, the
Masha.
closest people. Yes, this is of course a tradition. The oldest person in the family has to host everybody and that's one of the best things about Ramadan, by the way, the gathering.
Oh, absolutely. I love it. I look forward to it. And we spend a lot of time in Sharjah with the family and the relatives and parents coming over. And it's such, you know that every single night you're all going to be together. But I think for me, most of it is the mental preparation. I realize every Ramadan how much our lives revolve around food. And the first couple of days that I'm fasting, I keep finding myself walking to the kitchen, but I don't know why. Or I'm like opening the cupboards. And then you want to meet up with a friend and you have no idea what to do other than around food. So I think it's always that time of the year where I reassess my life and priorities and my health. And, one time I stopped caffeine, one time every Ramadan I try to do one more thing to become a little healthier version, a bit of a happier, the best version of myself.
I'm going a little bit more extreme with the Ramadan preparation. I'm doing, I'm fasting before Ramadan starts. So I've actually been waiting later and later and later over the past 2 weeks before I eat. So I think I'm going to be fine.
So you're
right.
slowly
Ready to go.
transitioning
I'm
with,
slowly
with the time
instead of just suddenly, first day
Yeah.
of Ramadan, you have to wait until 7 p.m. I've been slowly getting later. I've gotten up to 5 p.m. now, so I think
Whoa.
I should be able to manage another 2 hours.
You should have just counted those days as fasting.
Yep. Louis, do you do anything for Ramadan? Do you do any kind of preparation?
Well, to be honest, I'm just looking forward to, just like you, to just things calming down, really. But I have a quick question, if you don't mind, because I noticed that here in Dubai, there are so many sales, just like the souk that we were just talking about earlier. There are so many sales before Ramadan actually starts. Do people do a lot of shopping before it starts?
I mean, they buy cars during Ramadan, I know that much. Lots of amazing offers.
Well, it's one of those things where you make this month eventful. There's plenty of time in the evening to do plenty, because a lot of people usually work during the day and then they go home and then socialize for a bit, then they go to sleep early because they have to get up early, where the hours are shorter during Ramadan and there is so much more to do at night. We become alive at night. And so, yes, lots of companies give, it's gifting also time, you know what I mean?
There
Like,
you go. It's the
because you want to be
gifting.
generous, it's better to be generous in Ramadan because then your rewards are multiplied. So therefore, you want to gift somebody a car, hey, you better buy it in Ramadan.
Well, we definitely have a lot more to talk about. We're going to bring some more people in. But first, coming up, we're going to be diving into a culinary journey filled with Middle Eastern delicacies with an award-winning cookbook author. Plus, we're bringing electric violins to the studio with duo violins. So don't go anywhere.